It may have been a splendid little war, but it left a distasteful legacy. On December 10, 1898, the Treaty of Paris was signed, giving the United States the right to occupy Cuba with full control over Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines. In the Philippines, Emilio Aguinaldo and his supporters were angered as one colonial power was replaced with another. On February 4, 1899, he declared war on the U.S. forces in the islands. It was a brutal war of massacre and torture, with U.S. forces taking on an ugly role, forcing Filipino civilians to live in areas where disease, hunger, and poor sanitation killed thousands, much as the Spanish under Butcher Weyler did in Cuba. In the end, more than 20,000 Filipino rebels and some 4,000 Americans were dead. At home, anti-imperialists complained that the war's purpose was to free Spain's colonies, but the result was the U.S. becoming an imperial power. The famed American writer Mark Twain sarcastically noted,
"There must be two Americas, one that sets the captive free and one that takes the once captive's new freedom away."
Ultimately, the U.S. Supreme Court decided how new territories would be handled. Puerto Rico became an incorporated territory, allowing Puerto Ricans to become U.S. citizens and the right to vote on statehood. On the other hand, the Philippines remained unincorporated. In 1902, Filipinos held elections for their House of Representatives, a first step on their long journey toward independence. While the Filipinos were struggling to gain independence in the Pacific, a similar battle was being waged in the Caribbean. In 1900, the Cubans wrote a constitution. Fearful that another country would dominate Cuban affairs, the U.S. Congress insisted that Cubans add provisions known as the Platt Amendment, which limited Cuba's rights to make treaties and permitted the U.S. to send troops into Cuba to keep order. Cuba became a protectorate of the United States.